Hello from the Fifth Journey. In this video we're going to be working on vinyl planking on the main level of our off-grid home that we're building in Kansas. If you have any questions or comments, please post those. I'm usually pretty quick on replying. And then be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can follow the rest of our build.
Just got done at the farmer's market, picked up a load of things at the rental because we do need to be out of there this month, and got my small loom. This is my tabletop loom that I've had there. And that a pretty scarf. I've been working on that since before we moved a year and a half ago because I thought I was going to have time to do some weaving. Didn't. So we'll see if I get this done by the holidays this year, but that's a really pretty one. I'm excited to get that one done. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now, I had the video of painting these little pieces of trim. This is going to go into the closets, and I just need to paint two sides. I did that. I put 2 coats on, and then Tim said, "What color did you paint these?" Because he bought 2 gallons. I thought they were the same thing. I thought it was all closet paint. Didn't realize that he had actually bought 1 gallon of closet paint and 1 gallon of the office. Of course, I grabbed the wrong one.
Okay, I have got the second floor done, vinyl planking. I'm down the first floor. This is going to be a very interesting floor because there are a lot of corners that I have to make work. So the first thing in the entryway, this is going to be a tile look, then it will transition to wood, and we got the exact same brand and we confirmed that they will snap together. So I can seamlessly transition from the tile to the wood look. But I've got a lot to think about in here, so I have tape measures all over the place. So this wall runs continually down to Barry's room. One thing I did too is I measured off this corner to the wall, went to the other side and measured down, and there's a 1/4 inch difference here, so I had to take that into account too. So basically this wall is a 1/4 inch north than this wall. So that was very important when I was trying to lay this out. So I know that right there is my first transition. So I measure down, and then this wall, I should probably measure this, make sure it's straight. But I want to have, so the wood will come down, flow around through here, and then I want to have a transition here where it transitions back to tile. Now luckily the tile that I got is usually, I think I said in another video that sometimes that laminate flooring that you get, or that planking flooring, it says it's 12 by 24 or 8 by 36, and you measure it and it's not exactly accurate. The 12 by 24 in this case is exactly 12 by 24. It makes it really simple to calculate. The wood planking, however, is not. It is 7 1/8, or probably 7 3/16, something like that. So it's off just a little bit. But the cool thing about it is that upstairs, so it's already done, what I can do is run my tape measure from seam to seam and figure out exactly how far that fits very, very accurately. So in here in the kitchen, I know that I've got 172 inches will get me right to about the corner of this seam. So I should have a transition seam right on this outside edge there. And then the reason why I had to start that entryway transition on the north side of the wall is because my tile needs to stop here and transition back to wood. And when it does that, it has to line up on this side of the wall for that to happen. So if I've got, well, I need to, just realized something. That's 14, that's not gonna work. So I got a little bit more figuring to do because those are exactly 12-inch tiles. That's going to put me ending right there. I need to be ending over there. Yeah, I got to figure it out and make sure that works.
I want to share something that we learned that we did not know. The drywallers actually showed us this. So this is the handle that comes with the window that you use before you put the actual hardware on. And it has the twist part to open it. But the issue was right here is the locking mechanism. It's really hard to move. We used kind of like a wrench to move it up and down. So while the drywall is here, this little thing pops off right there. And then it snaps on right there.
Okay, I think I've come to a conclusion of what I'm going to do. So no matter what I do in this room, it's pretty much locked in at that 14 feet. So even if I pull it a 1/2 inch off that wall, my trim is 3/4 of an inch, will cover it. I'm only going to end up a 1/2 inch in on this side, which may not be enough. Even if I have that reverse or that in-swing door, swing from this side this way, it still may not cover up that wood to tile transition look. So I may spend an extra $100 for a door, and then it wouldn't really do anything for me. Whereas I can go ahead and extend the tile over a little bit more, which I'll probably have scraps to do that, so it wouldn't cost me anything. Put my seam on this side, and it'll be a transition strip, which is a little hump over the two transitions, and then go to the wood look over here, and I can do whatever I need to do in that room with the wood. What that will allow to happen is all my seams in here will line up nicely. Have a nice transition seam there. This transition seam will work, and that transition seam will work. So I'm going to end up with a filler piece transition there. We got a T-molding, and then the same thing in that doorway. I don't see any other way around it. But I was hopeful it would all work, but I only have so much I can do, so many parameters I can move around to try and make it fit. When you're dealing with one planking piece that's 7 3/16 and another one that's exactly 12 inches, and try and make all that line up with, you know, random doors, stuff like that, and seams. I think I'm lucky to get 3 of them to line up perfect. so far everything is going just great. And that is where I estimated my line to be, and I'm probably less than a 1/4 inch off of that, 1/8 of an inch or so, which is just great. So from here, we'll transition to tile all the way through the kitchen. And this worked out pretty good through there. Heck, down here worked out great. It just was perfect. So what I did is I started on this side and I ran a line and I taped. I did have to adjust it, I think once or twice, because I did knock it a little wiggly, a little off there. But my line's right there. So that lines up good. Came down here, I hit my mark right here almost exactly. Everything's just working out pretty darn snazzy. So the last real big key point to hit is going to be that doorway. So I'll go ahead and finish the hallway out and then work in all the way into the laundry room. I'm not going to go this way. You can see we're starting to move stuff in here. So, and then I'll find out exactly where this one lines up at and hope it will land where it's supposed to. And then I can wait on putting the tile in there and then keep the wood look going around into that room, or into this little hallway area here. So it's come together pretty darn good. So far it's just working out great. Oh, got all the way down from the front door to the back door. Everything lined up great, except this ended up not being perfect. I really wanted it to end about right there. So I'm about a 1/2 inch over where I hoped it would be, but that's just fine. The pocket door that slides in here is going to be about that wide maybe. So this is just going to be on that outer seam in the bathroom. So when you're in the bathroom, you're definitely going to see a little bit of that woodwork under the door, but I will live with it because I think that is probably just fine. But if I moved it, if I shipped everything to the north a little bit, that would have worked fine for that opening there where it transitions to tile. But it would not have worked over here. This is pushed as far north as I can go right along that seam there. So really there wasn't a whole heck of a lot that I could have done differently to make it work any better. I'm happy with it. Floor looks good. So work on the tile here at some point. We need to get our cabinets and everything picked up because you're supposed to put your cabinets down before you do any of the tile, any of the planking or anything, but I can run the planking in at least 3 feet in on this side. Then we can put the refrigerator in here, and I can run it all the way across before I have to stop, before any of our cabinets and things get in. And then in the laundry room, I'm gonna go ahead and, there's only one cabinet in there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in after the fact. It's not a big deal. So the back hurts today, but tomorrow I'll go ahead and finish up that closet there, and then get the laundry room finished up the mudroom area. And then the only question is, this one lines up perfectly. So I just put down some scraps real quick to see where that would line up in the door, and that's perfect right there. So if we wanted to transition the craft room into some sort of tile look, we really need to make that decision now, as soon as we can, because then I can use the wood that I was going to put in here somewhere else different project. Maybe I can return it, I'm not sure. But that would be a nice transition there.